What's good, guys? This is Vahography. I'm Vahagan, your rock and roll photographer. So you're set up, you're shooting an event, bride and groom, let's say. You show up on location, park pictures, your second or third click. What do you notice? You look behind you, there's a couple of security guards headed straight at you. What do they want from you? They want to see proper permits. Are you allowed to shoot there? So in case you're new in event and wedding photography, it's very important to get the proper permits. Most beautiful locations these days, they require some type of reservation. I know what you may be thinking. It's a public place. I don't need a permit. It's not private. As long as I don't shoot at a private residence, a private location, I'm okay. True, but you might be wrong. Some cities require a permit. For example, Malibu Beach, I've been stopped there. I've needed proper permits to photograph. Even though it's a public beach, the city still requires a type of permit, a commercial license permit to shoot there. You need to request that from the city. I know, guys, it's not fair, it's not right, but what can you do? That's just what it is. They will actually cite the photographer if he or she does not have proper documents showing that you're allowed to shoot there. How many times you photographers, just to relax the bride, say, you know what, we'll just wing it. You don't know where to shoot, we'll find a location, don't worry about it. Don't take that approach, guys. I used to do that in the past, and that got me nowhere. As far as weddings go, the bride's heart is set on shooting at a beautiful location. And let me give you some advice on this. Have the bride and groom scout locations prior to the wedding. I mean, months in advance. Let them find a location. Let them call around, ask for permits, get the required documents to photograph there. Reason is, you don't want to be blamed for a location that he or she does not like, does not approve of. So leave that up to your clients. Leave that up to the bride and groom. So unless you're photographing for your own personal or professional needs as a photographer, you let that up to the client, whether the client is a model, talent, commercial photography, wedding, events, you name it. You let the client decide where they want to shoot, have them go scout the location and get the required permits. Like I said, you don't want to be blamed because she doesn't like the photographs because the background is ugly or she just doesn't like the location, guys. So leave it up to the clients at all times. This is why I always say, if you're booking a wedding, give yourself a few months to do all this work, for them to do all this work. You know, if the bride tells you, you know what, isn't the job of the photographer to do this, to get the permits, to actually pay for the proper permit? No, guys, it's not. It's not up to the photographer. It's up to the client. It's the client's responsibility to do all that, to get the proper permits. So don't be one of those photographers that actually gets kicked out at a wedding. You know, it's kind of embarrassing. You don't want to put yourself in that type of situation. It just doesn't make your company or yourself look good. Same thing with beautiful hotel lobbies. You need to reserve it with the hotel. You need to reserve it with that company. You can't just show up and shoot there. Yeah, of course, there's times where we all get lucky. You know, there's been times where the security guard has come up to us and been really cool about it, and you know, he just let us shoot there for 10, 15 minutes or whatnot. One time I actually bribed the security guard. I gave him a cigar, and he was a cool guy. He let us shoot there. You know, you can get lucky at situations like this, but you know, usually not. Don't rely on your luck. Your luck might just run out, you know, so you never want to do that. One time they even actually called the cops on us. Can you imagine? Call the cops on the photographer. Sure, this was in the past. I learned a big lesson. I was shooting a wedding, big bridal party. We're talking about 20 people. And we just, like I said, quote unquote, winged it. And security, sure enough, came and kicked us out. So we wasted about an hour trying to find another location. Oh yeah, guys, and I always have a backup plan. If you're gonna wing it without a permit, you're just gonna go out and about wedding day, try to find something nice to shoot at, a location to shoot at, always have a backup location. Just in case you do get kicked out of that location, you always want to have a second or third option in the area, of course. You don't want to drive all over the city to find a location. So it's always good to scout around, take your time, always give yourself a few months in advance for the bride and groom to find a nice location and get those permits, guys. If it's a public location, why should we get permits? All right, I'm in your side, guys. I'm on your side on this one. Why do we have to get permits? Well, Two reasons, I think, and this is what I think. Number one, it's a liability issue, I guess. Somebody gets hurt in the city, you know, they don't want, you know, professional equipment dropping and falling on somebody there at the beach or whatnot, and, you know, city will get sued, I guess. And number two, in my opinion, they probably want to make some money out of this, but I think it's liability issues mostly, guys. You know, iPhones are okay, but as soon as you know, take that professional camera out or a DSLR with a detachable lens, you can't shoot there. In my opinion, I don't see the difference in that. An iPhone is an iPhone, it's a camera. I'm still holding it in my hand, taking pictures. So why is the iPhone okay, standing there taking pictures, and not a camera that takes better pictures than an iPhone? That to me does not make sense one bit, and I hate that rule. You know, you have a camera, you can't use that, but your iPhone's okay. Right, guys? What the heck is that, right? Some things in life just don't make sense, but we just have to roll with the punches, I guess. Real quickly, guys, if you're gonna wing it and take a chance and you have a photo shoot coming up and it's a very high-priced location and the permit is just way too expensive and you wanna just, you know, take a chance, try not to take big lenses, big cameras with you if you have a mirrorless that's a little smaller. You know, I've done this in the past where, you know, no tripods, no lights, no big flashes, no umbrella, no strobes, you know what I mean? In the past, I've gotten away with that technique. A bit risky, but fun, and it worked. But, you know, if you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes, you know? Give that a shot. I don't recommend it though, guys. I don't recommend it. And it might work. It worked for me. Rock and roll. So yeah, guys, get the proper permits for locations, have the bride scout it, reserve it, pay for it. Give them all the facts, guys. Give them all the facts. A lot of clients are unaware of these rules and regulations these days. They think they could just show up anywhere and take pictures. All we're doing is taking pictures, right? I think in Middle America, where there's a lot of you know, locations that are just out and about somewhere, fields, beautiful mountain ranges, farms, barns, I think it's a little easier to access. But when you're in urban towns, urban cities, it's a little more regulated here. It's a little tougher for us photographers to create. You know, in a perfect world, they'll let photographers create art. Sometimes it's just not the case, so we need to be prepared. All right, guys, get the proper permits. Don't be like me in the past, getting kicked out of locations. Never start a verbal confrontation with a security guard. Don't get pissed off, just move on to the next location, guys. All right, guys, thanks for watching. If you like videos like this, please like and subscribe to Vahography. Hit the bell icon to be notified when I upload new videos, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope you got something out of this. This is Vahography. I'm Vahagan, your rock and roll photographer. We will see you on the next video. Rock and roll, guys.